Who actually needs an 18-inch gaming laptop that weighs a brick and costs more than some used cars? If you're trying to decide whether the ASUS ROG Strix G18 is the right move or if you're better off saving that cash for a desktop and a monitor, you're in the right place. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. This thing is marketed as a mobile powerhouse, but let's be real, most people don't need 240Hz on an 18-inch screen outside of esports tournaments. If you're mostly playing single-player RPGs, strategy games, or even competitive shooters at 1440p with high settings, you'll get great performance, but you won't be pushing 240 FPS in everything. The RTX 5060 and Intel Ultra 9275HX combo is legit for high refresh gaming, but it's overkill if you're just streaming Netflix or doing Zoom calls. That's the first big question. Are you buying this for peak performance, or are you okay with something smaller and lighter that still plays games well? Now, if you are chasing max frames, the 2.5K 240Hz Nebula Display is where this laptop earns its keep. The colors pop, the contrast is sharp, and the motion clarity is insane, perfect for fast-paced shooters like Valorant or CS2 where every millisecond counts. But here's the catch, that high refresh rate comes with a power draw that will drain the battery in under 2 hours if you're gaming. You'll be plugged in most of the time, so don't expect this to be your go-to for long unplugged sessions. If portability is a priority, this isn't it. The 32GB DDR5 and 1TB SSD are future-proofing at its finest. You won't be upgrading RAM anytime soon, and the SSD is fast enough to load Starfield or Cyberpunk in under 10 seconds. But again, if you're not pushing the hardware to its limits, you're paying for specs you'll never fully utilize. Most gamers would be fine with 16GB RAM and a 1TB SSD for half the price. So ask yourself, are you buying headroom you'll actually use, or are you okay with something more balanced? The cooling system is military grade, which sounds cool until you realize it means this laptop sounds like a jet engine when you're pushing it. It's not just loud, it's annoyingly loud. If you're gaming in a shared space, you might want to reconsider unless you don't mind wearing headphones 24/7. On the flip side, the build is solid, with a premium feel that doesn't scream cheap plastic. But at this price, you'd expect nothing less. Windows 11 Pro with Copilot is a nice touch if you're into AI assistants, but let's be honest, most gamers don't care about that. The real value here is the complete I/O setup, Thunderbolt 4, multiple USB ports, Wi-Fi 7 for low-latency online play, and a full-size HDMI port. If you're connecting multiple monitors or high-speed peripherals, this thing has you covered. But if you're just using it as a standalone gaming machine, you might not need all that connectivity. So who should buy this? Hardcore gamers who want desktop-level performance in a laptop, esports players who live and die by high refresh rates, or content creators who need raw power for rendering and streaming. If that's you, this is one of the best options out there. But if you're a casual gamer, a student, or someone who just wants a capable machine for work and light gaming, you'd be better off with a smaller, lighter laptop that costs half as much. The biggest trade-off here is size versus portability. This thing is massive. 18 inches is a lot to lug around, and the weight makes it feel more like a desktop replacement than a true mobile rig. If you're okay with that, great. If not, you'll regret it every time you try to take it to a LAN party or a friend's house. At the end of the day, the ASUS ROG Strix G18 is a beast of a machine, but it's not for everyone. If you need the absolute best performance and don't mind the size, weight, and noise, it's worth the investment. If you're looking for something more balanced or portable, keep shopping. Either way, check out the link in the description if you want to see the full specs and current pricing on Amazon.